New at 4, a new report shows more Americans are keeping their finances to themselves, even in marriages and long-standing relationships. It's something experts are calling financial infidelity. Here to talk about the data, Bankrate Senior Industry Analyst Ted Rossman. So Ted, let's get right into it. We appreciate you being here with us. Can you explain what financial infidelity is?
We're talking about financial secrets. The biggest one is secret spending, followed by things like secret debt, secret credit cards, and secret bank accounts. All told, 4 in 10 Americans who are married or otherwise living with a romantic partner have kept or are keeping at least one of these secrets.
That's very interesting. So out of the ones you just mentioned, what's kind of the most common financial secret that you found by those surveyed?
Secret spending is the biggest one. I would offer a potential fix to this, which is the yours, mine, and ours school of budgeting. An increasing percentage of couples are keeping at least some of their money separate, about 6 in 10. Now, the key here is that we don't want it to be a secret, but if you and your spouse acknowledge that maybe you each get a certain dollar amount or a certain percentage of every paycheck that's yours and yours alone, that can actually be a healthy way to foster some independence within the relationship, but still acknowledge the general framework. That's especially common among young adults. 9 in 10 Gen Zers in live-in relationships keep at least some of their money separate from their spouse. Again, though, we want to make sure that we're acknowledging those parameters and we don't have these financial secrets, because those can be harmful.
So keeping the money separate, as you just mentioned, it's a large portion of Gen Z, I'm sure a large portion of millennials too. How does that compare to, say, 5-10 years ago?
It used to be a lot more common to combine everything. That was really what a lot of boomers have done with their finances, even a lot of Gen Xers. Millennials started to kind of change things. Some of what's happened over the years is that people are getting married later. They're more likely to have their own income. It's kind of this object in motion stays in motion. That's part of the challenge here, especially if people get married later and they have their own income and they've been doing their own thing for a while. It's hard to mesh that with someone else. That's part of why yours, mine, and ours can work. It's kind of the best of both worlds. What we don't want, though, is people squirreling money away or spending in secret, because let's face it, it's hard enough to meet your financial goals when you're working together. It's so much harder if you're pulling in different directions. This is why I think people should have regular money dates or conversations with their spouse, not just about the basics, like which bills are coming up, but also, what do you want to achieve with money? Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to get out of debt? Do you want to retire early? When you frame it more positively as far as what you want to get out of money, then you're more likely to pull in the same direction.
All right, Ted. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with us today and give us some of the advice on that. A big finding right there, financial infidelity. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks.
And we covered a lot of ground in this interview, so if you'd like